Hey Mick, so just taking a quick look at this property. I think you're pretty spot on with your ARV. And yeah, I don't think I think your original offer price was about where we need to be. Um, so you got this house down here that is all beat up, sold for 315, which is kind of where we're at. And this house was a little beat up at 339. They're coming back at 350, so they're a little bit higher. This house at 240, but this one looked like it had foundation issues, so I don't think I'm gonna pay too much attention to that. We do have this 575 over here in this kind of this different neighborhood, and I saw that you're pulling your comp from this 424, um, and this 407 is actually really nice too. About the same square footage, bed, baths, and I do believe this one was pretty nice as well. So yeah, so I think you're pretty good on your ARV. If you're just not quite sure, because we are pulling these over in this neighborhood, which is a little bit different. Um, you always want to see your kind of your comps right in here, right? So what I would do is I would take out square footage and just research that, and then just look to see what things are selling for in here based on, this is a lower square foot house. So, and it's decent inside, right? It's a little dated, but it's okay. It's sold at 305. So yeah, we're already kind of leaning towards that 400, 425 mark that you're at. Let's see what else we got. I can't really use those. This 640 to 2,500 square foot house. So really nice inside. Pretty well done. 640 for this brick house. Back to ours. So I'm kind of wondering if we can push that 500 mark on it, just based on the architecture of the house. But I'm just thinking out loud for you, so I'm going through this. 640. There's a 748. There's a 500 down here. Pretty nice inside. Sold for 500, 2,100 square foot. So I'm and we're at 1,800. So I'm wondering if we're kind of at that 490s, 425. I mean, that's the case that I would be making with the investors, just looking at the stuff, just stepping through it. So this is one of these unique architecture houses that it's kind of similar to ours that sold for the 420s, 2,500 square foot, so bigger. So, so we might be able to push the ARV a little bit upwards to 475, maybe 490, just based on kind of what we're seeing in here. But with that said, um, if we want to look at it like an investor, this is just a real quick down and dirty look that I do. So if we're buying it at 325, I think they said 350, right? So 350, house that's nearly 2,000 square foot. It's probably going to need at least 65,000 in rehab. This is how I do it in Denver. And if I think I'm going to be able to sell it for, let's do this. Let's do 465, 475. And this is a sheet that I built out for my investors. So it gives them a snapshot of what they would be making. Now in Denver, this wouldn't fly. our percentages would need to be closer to kind of this range here for people to do the fix and flip. And this is something we just don't know in the Nashville market really at this second what their profit ranges are going to be. My guess is going to be at least somewhere around here. I thought it'd be a little bit higher based on some of the stuff that I saw. So I think we definitely kind of need to stick to our guns on this one a little bit. So they are countering because we are the best offer they have. Okay. Um, yeah, we're at 331. So 335. I would definitely give that one a shot right in there. At 425, if that was our ARV, that's kind of what we'd be looking at, right? So that wouldn't go over very well. We wouldn't be able to sell that. So I would definitely stick to our guns on this because we are going to try to push the ARV so we can sell it. So I think we can probably convince investors that they will be somewhere around here, and that's their kind of their profit margin they're going to be looking at. And so, yeah, so I would stick to your guns on this, but they're countering because they have nothing else. So a lot of times I'll counter back, be like, look, this is our bottom line. This is the best that I mean, we can maybe come up a couple $1,000, but we're really already on a shoestring budget on this rehab at this number right here. So it's really we just can't even make it work at this number. So that's how I go back to them and start that negotiation process and start talking to them and seeing if we can get them there. Maybe if we have to come up like $1,000 or $2,000, if they start talking about that happening, then we know that we're the best offer on the table. So I'll just give you an example of one I just locked up yesterday. So this little 9th Street property, it's a very similar story. So they came back. This is the house. I came in at, let me open this up. I came in at 311, and they came back and countered at, they said they had higher offers, but they wanted me to come up so that the sellers wanted me to come up. Well, they're already telling me that I pretty much are the highest offer or I'm the best offer, one of the two. They're communicating with me and they're telling me they want me to come up. So I told them, I just came back to them. I said, look, this is a really skinny deal for me. And this happens all the time, just like counters that you got, like they'll be, 20,000 off my purchase price aspect. Look, I've already ran the numbers on this. This is where I need to be to make this one work. I can maybe come up a couple $1,000 if that helps. And a lot of times they'll come back and say, yeah, if you can do, this was 311. I think I settled at, 313. They tried to push me to 314. We just started that negotiation thing, but I immediately know that I'm the best one on the table for them. So I'm in a pretty strong position at that point. So you are already in that strong position because they're countering you. Not to say that they're going to take it. We don't know. They might have a mortgage on this, or they might have other financial obligations of why they can't go any lower than this number. But we need to find out. So, anyways, I would definitely push back and just tell them just that. I'll type it out in an email and see where they go. But I do think 355 is going to be really tough for us, just based on the numbers that I'm looking at, because these are not very attractive rehab numbers for investors. So that most investors are going to be somewhere around this number in rehab. But again, I don't know this for sure, but we're going to take some guesses until we really get this dialed in. So hopefully it helps.